Well, if I can find a Q action from some weddings, then I'm going to love it.
The backlash makes me horny.
We're up for the banter.
It's a comedian.
Hello, welcome back to that Josh James Show, podcast for the geezers.
And their birds.
As ever, I'm joined by Romford's number one podcaster. You know who it is by now. It's Chrissy White, okay, White Boy. What's happening, mate?
Hello, mate. How are you?
Very good. We've got a very special guest today.
We certainly have.
Jimmy Sains, what's happening?
All good, mate. All good. Thanks for having me on.
Mate,
Cheers,
thanks
boys.
for coming
you,
on.
mate.
Probably the hardest geezer out of Brentwood.
100% the hardest geezer out
Yeah,
there, mate.
it's either me or him, isn't it, really?
Yeah, you got knocked out by a car last week.
Yeah,
By who?
He knocked himself out on the boot of his own car.
I went to fucking get something out of my boot and I headbutted the boot and like about 10 seconds later I sort of woke up and I'm like, where the fuck am I?
Oh, fucking.
And I got done by a boot. So, yeah. But Jimmy, you're a boxer. And for those of you that don't know, you fight for Matchroom.
Matchroom, yeah.
And you 9-0 now?
9-0, yeah.
Yeah.
Mate.
And you've got a bit of a reputation for sort of knocking people out.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah. You've knocked everyone out so far, haven't you?
Yeah. Yeah.
9 wins, 9 KOs.
9 KOs,
Oh,
yeah.
mate, that's my sort of boxing.
Yeah.
Isn't it? It's
Yeah.
exciting, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is, yeah.
Well, we come to watch your last fight at the Indigo and we was like, fuck being on the other end
Yeah.
of them punches.
Loud, wasn't it?
Yeah, you just got this explosiveness. When did you start boxing?
I started boxing really young, about 5.
A 5?
Yeah, I was about 5.
And who took you, your dad?
My dad, yeah. I started in Rainham. There's like Origin Gym, do you know it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
yeah,
I
I
went
it's
I went
like-
to my
not-
mate had a Pimps and Nose party there when he was 16.
Is that where that was?
Yeah, Pimps and Nose. Yeah, that one. Yeah.
You mentioned it on the pod before.
Yeah. So no Origin.
Yeah, it's more of like a weightlifter's gym.
It is,
but
yeah.
Just had a boxing ring at the top. Started just doing like normal classes, like sort of keep fit for young kids.
Yeah.
And then from there, I absolutely loved it. I remember my first ever boxing memory is me. I was like, the class is about to start, so the coach was like, all right, everyone get ready. And I'm looking in the mirror, and I've gone to the mirror, and I've gone like that. I've thrown 2 punches at the same time, both my arms.
Yeah.
And the coach pulled me and went, no, listen, mate, this is where you got it.
That ain't how you do it.
And
Yeah.
then from there, I just loved it, and I've enjoyed it. And I think maybe 2-3 months off is the most I've ever had.
Since you were 5?
Since I was 5, yeah.
Oh, man, no wonder
Yeah,
it's
so
a bang. You know what I
loved
mean?
it, yeah.
So because sometimes people start boxing maybe like teenager or whatever. And did you ever, when you was boxing, did you play football alongside it?
Yeah, I played football. I wasn't too bad at football. I've played football till I was around 13.
Right.
I would say. I played for my district, like decent standard.
decent
sort of.
standard.
Yeah, you were a
was
good
all right,
player,
yeah.
then.
But it was like clashing a little bit with my
Yeah.
boxing. So I remember I actually broke my wrist playing football, and my dad was like, I was meant to have a fight, I think about 2 weeks after. My dad was like, listen, if you want to be a boxer, you got to do boxing. If you want to be
Yeah.
a footballer, like I'm here either way.
Yeah.
And I chose boxing.
Yeah, you can't do both.
No, you can't.
You can play golf.
Yeah, I do play
Yeah.
golf actually. Yeah.
Oh, sick.
Yeah.
We'll have a game.
Yeah.
Love
definitely,
it. You can't stand it.
Yeah, no,
Such a good game.
A golfer.
Well, this is it. It's why a lot of footballers and that, they play golf because you ain't going to get injured playing golf. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The trouble is because when I'm like playing competitive sport, I ain't got the best temperament. You know what I mean? So I've tried them all. Like football, I've always been football. You know, play
Yeah, of
football.
course.
I tried a bit of boxing when I was younger, but I was a little chubby fat thing. So you can imagine how that went for me. Do you know what I mean? I was coming up against blokes like you. They were just like, you know what I mean? Yeah, it weren't good.
He can move about a bit though, Jim.
Yeah. But I almost look. I've always been told I've got good footwork.
Yeah.
I've just
Which
got
helps,
no,
yeah.
which helps.
Yeah.
Run away from people.
Yeah.
But I've not got what you've got. I've got no power.
No
and
speed.
the one thing they used to say about me, they used to go, do you know what? You're really brave. And I used to take that as like positive. Like, I'm brave. Do you know what I mean? What they're saying there is, you keep getting bashed up, but you keep coming back. Do you know what I mean? So, but I obviously love my boxing. I think it's because when I see people like you fight, I think to myself, I can never fucking do that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So 5, that's young. And obviously you're 9 fights, 9 KOs. What was the age of your first knockout?
I actually my third ever boxing fight when I was about 11. I had my first stoppage.
Really?
Yeah.
So you had the power from young?
Yeah, it was not really like, I mean, when there's back then, the head goes back a little bit. The refs give them a count. Well, it's not like
Right, okay.
a knockout.
Oh,
but
okay.
Yeah, like I give you a count.
In the amateur's head guard and all that.
Yeah, it's all head guard. Yeah. But
If it looks like it's been a dangerous punch, just really rattled
that's
them,
it.
basically,
Yeah. Well, it used to be 3 clean shots,
Right, okay.
and then there'd be a count.
Right.
I think it's slightly different now. But yeah, my first, I think when I was about 16, 17,
Yeah.
I was a bit of a late maturer, to be honest.
Really?
Yeah, so 16, 17, I started to get a little bit stronger, started doing a bit of strength conditioning. And then, I had my, had a fight with one kid called, I hope I won't mind mentioning his name, Rio Gordon's good boxer. He's on Team England now.
Right.
Had a fight against him, it was a close fight. And a year later, when I was about 17, I knocked him out in the first round. So then from then, it was like, that's when I started to like knock people out and like getting the stoppages from
Do you
them.
like
So
it?
like,
Enjoy it.
I love yeah, it's the best feeling ever when you hit someone. It feels sweet, and then you look, and then they're not there. And you look on they're on the floor.
Well, what I always notice, especially with you, because you throw combinations,
Yeah.
you'll knock them out with the first one, and you've thrown another 2 punches before you realise they're on the floor.
Yeah.
I love that. You know what I mean? It's like you landed a clean shot, but I'm still going to try and hit you again, mate.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Yeah.
There must be something you switch on though, because like obviously I met you today and I've speaking with you all of like 5 minutes, but you seem like a really nice, and I hate to say kid because fucking you can beat me up.
But we are old.
You see, but we are old and you do seem like a really nice lad. I mean, even when we were supposed to record this a couple of weeks ago and it's the day before and you had sparring come up. I was getting this number. I'm thinking, who's that? And I go, answer it on a Sunday night. He goes, hello, Josh, it's Jimmy. I just want to let you know, mate, I'm really sorry. I can't make it there, blah, blah, blah. Really polite. And I was like, to my missus, it was Jimmy Sains. I was like, really good manners. I'm like, do you know what I mean? Calling me. I just thought, I fucking really like this kid. And then you text me again, like after we'd been on the call, and you're like, oh, mate, I want to say like really, really sorry that I can't make it tomorrow. I'm like, mate, listen.
Oh, yeah, I know
you've got 9 knockouts. I'm not going to get the other. You know what I mean?
No, I don't like letting people down, especially last minute. Do you know what I mean?
Where you must switch something on, like when you're in a ring, and like you said there, like your face is lit up there, that you get a buzz out of knocking people out. You must have a switch that you just.
Yeah, there is probably a bit of psychopath.
Yeah,
just under the surface.
Just on the borderline.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't like. I say I love it, but obviously I don't want to hurt anyone. Like when I go out, if I was ever on a night out, there's a bit of trouble or something, I'm at the back. Do you know
This is what I was going to say to you. Were you a bit lively when you was younger? On the street?
Not really. To be honest, I've always boxed. I've always like.
There you go. So you get your aggression out in the gym.
Yeah, I've always boxed. Like since I can remember, boxing's always come first. Don't get me wrong. I've had a few like fights in school and like a bit of an aggressive kid.
People need to find out sometimes.
Dad's given me a bit of a slap round the back of the head.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's like, I don't know, when you just get in the ring, you're in that zone.
Yeah,
and I think like, I think they're trying to kill me.
Yeah.
So I've got to make sure I kill them.
Yeah.
I'm
Well, at least try to.
Yeah. That's
and it's been working so far, mate. So you're obviously doing something right.
Doing something all right.
It's like that fight mode,
Yeah.
But I also think, right, you know, you're saying about the politeness and he's like, nice fella. That comes from that as well, I think.
Course,
discipline, the respect that you have to show. In the gym, you've grown up around that, like literally from 5, still in like your formative years as a kid. You've been in the gym, you got to behave yourself. Like you said, coach puts his arm around you, shows you what to do.
Of course.
That translates into life. Like, that's why you are like that. Yeah. That's why I see it as anyway. My boy's in there at the minute. He's 6 and he loves it. He's like, I don't want to play football anymore. I want to do boxing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, absolutely fine. He's training at RJ's in...
oh, yeah, I know. That's right. I live right near there.
Oh, do you really? Stafford
Stafford
Abbots?
Abbots.
Yeah. So my old man's yard's in there and the gym next to it. My brother trains there. He's had a couple of fights. My older brother. Not on your level, bruv, but you know what I mean? But Theo loves it, my boy. Loves it.
Yeah, oh, good.
Yeah,
was
mate,
that Brentwood Boxing Club?
Where?
They got Brentwood Boxing Club in there as well, the amateur gym.
Maybe?
Yeah, I think so.
Is it?
Yeah.
In Asherton Farm?
Yeah.
Yeah, where Gold Trail is. Giving that fucking good few adverts on this
Yeah.
Fucking hell. Hey, White Meats, Addicted to Recovery podcast.
People pay a fortune for that on there, don't they? They just got that for free.
But yeah, mate, like he loves it, and I'm more than happy for him to do it.
Yeah.
You know
Well,
what I mean?
whenever I've met like boxers, and now that I'm doing more work within boxing, like I meet obviously a lot more of them, but there just seems to be, majority of them anyway, there's a calmness about boxers. Do you know what I mean?
I feel like you ain't really got to prove
You've
nothing.
got nothing to
nothing
listen.
to
Jimmy
prove,
Sains
so-
has got nothing to prove.
Just Google me, bruv.
Yeah,
That's it, yeah.
it's Josh James
Go on,
that's got
box,
something to prove. That's why he's giving it
Yeah.
on the motorway. Fuck off, mate. Get out of the car. Then he gets out of the car and I'm like, no, you're all right, mate.
yeah, exactly that, yeah.
Yeah, so that's it. there's a calmness because you got that, you got that assurance. You don't
Yeah.
need to do, do it in the ring. So you don't need to do it outside of the ring.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if you have to, you can as well. So it's not.
Yeah,
really,
you can.
Yeah.
I mean, what a lovely superpower to know that you've got
Yeah.
for Jimmy.
Yeah, I don't need to do that, mate. Yeah,
You don't
and
need to
like
do
you said,
that.
if you need to prove it, just be like, mate, if you just go on YouTube and type in my name, you'll know. You know what I mean? Job done. Do you stay in shape?
This is something I need to improve on, I think.
Okay. I mean, you look like you're in shape. You're saying you're not in right now.
Well, I've still got about 9 kilo to lose.
9.
Yeah. For
That's him not in shape. He's still
Yeah.
not better than you.
yeah. So what do you fight at?
fighting at 160, which is 72.6 kg.
That's light.
Is that
Are you
really?
6'1"?
About 6 foot, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, that's light for 6 foot.
Jeez.
Yeah. You got to remember that when you weigh in,
You got no water in you.
Yeah, you're empty basically.
Yeah.
You've got no
Right.
food, no water. So that's
So
a
you
light.
rehydrate, don't
Yeah.
you?
So when I rehydrate, I'll put on probably 6-7 kilo.
Really?
So yeah,
God,
within
blimey.
24 hours. Yeah.
24 hours.
I put 2 kilo on during the day. If I weigh myself in the morning and weigh myself again in the evening, just from like eating and like being alive, mate,
Yeah.
I weigh loads more. So like if my PT's like, how much do you weigh? I'll make sure I do it first thing in the
Yeah,
morning.
yeah.
Like, wake up,
First
have a
thing,
wee, get that out. You know what I mean?
And did you say you've had a few scraps in school now? Would there be like people that obviously people would always known you boxed?
Yeah.
Would there be people be silly enough that they actually wanted to have a fight with you or
It weren't like proper fights, I suppose. It'd be like just on the football pitch
yeah.
after a dirty tackle or something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah,
like-
I've had a few of them.
Yeah, a few of them, but nothing major really. Always if I've ever had a fight, it's always football related
Really?
or something else. So
Girls.
no, not really girls either. No,
There's only 2 things to fight about in
No,
school,
mate.
mate.
Yeah,
Football and
just
girls.
Football, yeah, football and girls.
If you
really,
called
yeah,
Jimmy
but-
Sains in bed with your missus, you make him a cup of tea, wouldn't you?
Oh, sorry, mate. Go on, take your time.
Jim, do you want some biscuits with that, mate?
Yeah, do you know what? You said that on the other podcast, didn't you? That I had
that's
quite a
it.
few people send me that.
Oh,
Actually.
really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
mate.
so the,
100%. So
yeah.
you're obviously Jimmy Sains and you're from Brentwood.
Yeah.
You're from Brentwood, which is great because I was at your first fight,
Wembley Arena.
Wembley Arena.
Yeah.
So it was Jai Opataya fighting Jordan Thompson.
Jordan Thompson, yeah.
And you was on the undercard.
Yeah.
And the support you had was amazing.
Yeah.
You had so many people turn out for you,
Yeah.
which was great. And when you come in, I was like, wow, this has really got big support, haven't
Yeah.
you?
Yeah.
Which is great. But would you say you've got a nickname yet?
Not really. I've tried to come up with a few, but it's just I don't want to force anything.
You don't want to force anything.
I
I
don't
know
wanna
a couple
be like-
of people were chucking around the Brentwood Beterbiev.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you like that one?
I mean, it's all right, but you can't really have a nickname
Of someone else's name.
Yeah,
Nah,
yeah.
not
It's
really-
good, like, yeah, he's like the Brentwood better be, but
Yeah,
it can't
yeah.
be like the Brentwood better be. It don't
I
work.
can't take
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
Yeah.
Because
But,
you might fight him one day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, hopefully, yeah.
And then you'll just be the better BF. Yeah.
Yeah. But I've tried maybe Jimmy Savage Sains.
Savage
something
Sains.
Like, yeah.
I think Savage Sains is the
Yeah,
one.
but don't you think Jimmy Savage sounds a bit like Jimmy Savile?
Yeah, yeah. something, yeah.
I mean, I don't. But
Yeah, true, that is true.
It
but
does
also,
work.
Savage, it describes how you are. Like
Yeah.
when you're fighting, because the last fight you had was that French geezer,
Yeah.
and he was durable. He's a good fighter.
Yeah.
Is
And
that
I
the one
could
we
just-
went to?
Yeah, and I could
Yeah.
just see when
Yeah,
you
you
rocked
banged
it.
him, though.
You know, the way that you, especially like, you know, when I've seen other fight, the way that you sort of put in the explosiveness that you got, it is savage. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, it does work. It doesn't really sound like Jimmy Savile.
But Jimmy Sains is
Jimmy
a
Savage.
Jimmy
It's
Sains
in my head
is
now, though.
yeah.
Gotta scrap that one.
Get in the comments, what should Jimmy
Yeah.
Sains's
I need some
nickname
help.
be? They come up,
Sainsy, or people call you Sainsy.
Yeah,
don't they?
Sainsy.
Yeah, Sainsy.
Yeah,
Sainsy
Jimmy's
works.
Sainsy, I think
Yeah,
works.
yeah.
It's a bit like AJ. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
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 And then instead of obviously the Africa tattoo, you could have like maybe the map of Essex or whatever.
Yeah.
on your arm.
Brentwood.
Tattoos. Yeah. So, and your next fight, you're fighting on the 17th of May with Johnny Fisher.
17th of May, yeah, at a Copper Box,
Yeah.
Stratford, yeah.
And where did you say? Like, obviously, you've got this big support of like when there was that first fight, there must have been about 500 people there for you.
Yeah, I think
would
it's
you say?
around 550, I think.
Where
to
do
get
they
to
all
the
come from? They're just people you know.
Yeah, I mean, I've made loads of good friends over the years through boxing.
Yeah.
I had a lot of people from Repton Boxing Club, Newham Boxing Club that was there.
Right.
Yeah, old school friends. Hornchurch Cricket Club, my dad plays cricket there for a long
Right.
time. Always used to go over there in the summer. I think I sold about 50 tickets to them.
Yeah.
Just close family and friends.
Yeah.
Because I've been boxing for so long, everyone knows me for boxing. So
That's
my
the
pro
best.
debut was like
Yeah.
How
Sort of
old were you on
everyone.
your pro debut?
22, I think.
Fuck me, there you go. You've been like boxing for 17 years
Yeah, that's what I
before your pro debut. Yeah, you're going to pick up a few followers. You know what I mean?
course, yeah.
Definitely.
What's that feeling like of like you've boxed all your life, so you're no stranger to a ring.
Yeah,
Like,
how many amateur fights?
I think 80.
80.
Yeah.
There you go.
And what was the win percentage of those?
I lost 16, I
You
think.
lost only 16.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great
Fucking hell.
record.
And when in terms of like titles and that, did you win national title?
Yeah, I won, I think, 4 national titles, 1 3 Nations titles, and I think 6 national finals.
Fucking hell.
So, yeah, every day I was always there and thereabouts.
Really?
Like, top of the country, yeah.
Yeah.
But
How come? So, like, what's the youngest you can turn pro?
I think 18.
So you waited 4 years after you could have turned pro to turn pro. Was there a reason for that?
Well, a little bit was COVID.
Oh, okay.
So it's sort of, I think I was just 19. COVID come, obviously, for 2 years. And then that's how I ended up with Tony Sims. COVID happened, and then they sort of opened it to like professional sports. Obviously, all the amateur gyms were shut, so Tony sort of got into contact with my dad. He said, does he want to come down?
Did he sort of tap you up because he'd seen you?
Yeah, I think he's got a good... he's got friends in like the amateur world that sort of
Tell him who the best ones are.
yeah, sort of give him a bit of a heads up who's coming through.
Yeah.
He got in contact with my dad, and he said all the gyms are shut. Does he want to come train with us for a bit?
Yeah.
Just see how it is. And I think I was 19, turning 20 around then. And then been with him ever since. I think
Sick.
nearly 4 years now.
Legend.
Yeah, so
Because
Legend of the game.
Yeah, I'll tell you what.
definitely, yeah, great trainer.
Yeah, and I really like his son Charlie.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he's a nice
Charlie.
kid, yeah.
I just really he listens to the podcast actually. I see him when the last time he was fighting.
the Indigo, yeah.
Yeah, and he's like, Josh, he goes, oh, this is my missus. Like, we listen to the podcast, blah, blah, blah. I was like, oh, yeah. Really, really like Charlie. Because when you was about 19, 20, I think there was that video floating about when you was fighting for Repton. And I think it was like you was maybe in a tournament or whatever, but I remember it within about a week of each other, there was clips of you like knocking 2 people out within the week.
Yeah, that was in the ABAs, the quarterfinals and semi-finals.
So you knocked out in the court. So, and for ABAs, for anyone that don't know, right, that is like the elite amateur competition for boxing, isn't it?
That's
So
it, yeah.
all the best amateur boxers fight in that.
Yeah.
So you're against, really, if you're in the quarterfinals, you're one of the top 8 amateur
Top 8,
boxers.
yeah, exactly that, yeah.
So you're knocking geezers out that are within the top 8 and the top 4.
Yeah.
You know, and then did you win the final?
No, so I got 2 knockouts in quarters and semis. In the final, I had a bad performance.
Really?
I lost to the boy, and then what they do is, so the champion of England, Scotland, Wales, of all 3, do like a box off to decide the best in Great Britain. But because it's whatever country it's in, the 2 from the final of that country, because it was in England. So me being in the final, me and the champion went, the boy I lost to, and I think it was about 4 weeks later, and I actually knocked him out and the Welsh boy. So I got my revenge.
What,
yeah.
after?
After, yeah. I think about 4 weeks after, yeah.
Because I remember it was that sort of time that Eddie Hearn got interviewed, and I was like, oh, who's this Jimmy Sains guy? And everyone, people were going, oh, he's local, you know what I mean? And I looked at it and I was like, I think I've seen that geezer in the barbers, actually. I was like, I'm pretty sure I've seen him in the bar. You get your hair cut in Shenfield.
Yeah.
Brad's, Fucking another advert for Brad's Barbers.
Shout out to Jordan
Mate,
and Brad's.
the plugs today.
I know the plugs today.
You know what I
You're
mean?
gonna have to tap him up and get some money out of him.
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember I was like, I see that guy. I've seen that geezer in the barbers. And then I'd see those 2 knockouts, and then I watch all the Eddie Hearn interviews, you know, because I just like, you know,
Love Eddie.
Eddie Hearn fanboy, pathetic really by him. But he was like, and Jimmy Sains is like, he's like a world champion in waiting, and I'm like, oh, fucking who's this Jimmy Sains? You know what I mean? So then when you turn pro, I'm like,
Well, actually, after I lost in the Cinnabar final, Tony took me into the Matchroom office. We had a meeting with Eddie about turning pro then.
Right.
And then it was sort of like, well, Tony's plan was to win the ABAs, and then we'll turn pro, go and speak to Eddie, get a better deal because you've won the ABAs.
Because you won the ABAs, yeah.
But it didn't quite work out. And then obviously I had the 3 Nations coming up in 4 weeks' time, and my dad was going, well, you've had the meeting with Eddie. Yeah. You're sort of like, you're in. It's ready to go. There's no point doing it.
And he said to you, look, I want to sign you.
Yeah. Said he wants to sign us, but I'm going to do these 3 nations, and then I'm ready.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, definitely do what you got to do. Ready to sign you. So it was a little bit of a risk because if I had lost, it wouldn't have looked too great, to be honest. But maybe my contract wouldn't have been as good. Or I don't know, maybe I think he would have signed me anyway, but
Done the business.
I've done the business. I got 2 KOs in 2 days. So
Nice.
then he was like,
Well, you have to fight 2 days in a row.
yeah.
Mate, see, I don't know how it works. So obviously if you're a pro, you'll have a fight, then you'll have another fight, what? 6 months later?
Yeah, well,
3 months?
I've actually had 2 fights in a week before as a pro, but it's usually with like 6 to 8 weeks, I'd say.
Like minimum?
Yeah, minimum, yeah.
So like in the amateurs, it ain't
level,
like that. You just fighting one day after the other.
In the amateurs, you can fight like 5 times in a week. I mean, like they do like European championships, yeah.
But if you get a cut, you can't fight.
No, you get a cut, you're out, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mate, that's brutal.
Yeah, but
I
they
didn't
are bigger
realise it was like
gloves in
that.
the amateurs, aren't they?
Yeah, they're like more padded.
They're more padded.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they're smaller rounds, shorter rounds, aren't they?
Same minute rounds, but 3 rounds, yeah. So
3
3
rounds.
threes.
Okay.
Like you ain't doing
3
12
threes.
threes. Yeah.
Okay.
Which pros is a minimum of 4 rounds, isn't it? I
That's
think.
it, yeah.
Okay. Big soft gloves.
What's that? What's
Not
that
as
feel
much.
like?
Even still though, mate, I don't care. If I was to punch a bag for 2 minutes, I would be fucked.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Obviously, like you're conditioned, you're training for it. I get that. But any sort of a tear up, and then you got to have another one the next day.
Yeah.
Nah, mate.
Yeah, but Jimmy don't smoke a vape a day like you do.
No, you don't. Yeah. How many vapes you do a day? None.
No.
Oh, right, I do too. Yeah.
That's what you need to get on if you want to be a world champion, mate, is the old vapes.
Yeah.
That must have been a mad feeling, like when you get called into the office with Eddie Earn, like you've boxed your whole life. That must feel surreal.
Yeah, it was a bit...
Because you must have dreamed about that.
Yeah, it was sort of... Because it's like based in Brentwood, sort of the always plan was to be with Matchroom. I thought... At that time, I thought Matchroom were... I wouldn't say that... I do think they're the best, but they was up there. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
They're the best,
they are the
in
best,
England. And I think, just it was always a dream to be with them.
Yeah.
So it was a bit surreal. Yeah, it was like, this is happening now. Do you know what I mean? And this is what I've been training for.
Yeah.
So it was a good feeling. And then I signed, and literally 6 weeks later, they was like, right, you got. I think I announced my fight, then signed. And then it was like a very short period of time. I had to a bit of a rush doing my medicals. So, because a lot of people, they like turn pro and do like 6 months of pro style just to adapt.
Yeah.
Where I was in the gym with Tony from 19, I sort of, that transition to the pro style, it was quite quick really.
It had already begun.
Yeah, it's already begun.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I was, so I got the ball running straight away, yeah.
And this is another thing, right? If you're close with a trainer, he's that sort of handpicked you. He knows if you're ready, right?
Of course, yeah.
You know what I mean? So this is what I would like to think. I know that I've heard, like in the boxing game, that they're putting people into fights that they shouldn't be in, or they ain't prepared for it, and they're like, just sticking them in for a payday because they want a piece of dough. It seems like, I don't know if it's like more of a modern day thing that's not happening so much, but I tend to see, especially with like Matchroom and Eddie and that, they might make the fights that are good for their fighters. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not like, they're not trying to put people in to get banged out or thinking they're going to bang the other geezer out easy. It's like they're proper fights.
Yeah.
Is that what's happening?
That is, to a certain extent, they're not just going to make the fights if they look at it as a business. Do you know what I mean?
Of course.
An investment to them.
Yeah.
If they look after their fighter, they know that a couple of years down the line, they'll get their return. Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
So they do handpick. But no, you are right. I do think that Matchroom look after their fighters. Yeah.
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 Well,
Well,
Maisie
so,
said the same, didn't
Yeah.
she?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Maisie, because she's in the same stable
Yeah.
as you,
Yeah.
isn't she?
Yeah.
Good girl, isn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah, love Maisie. She's a character.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's funny. Yeah.
She's funny.
Yeah,
she's funny, isn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She must have to have like wits about you, because was she the only girl in the gym?
There's quite a few there, actually.
Oh, is there?
Yeah, there's a couple. Yeah.
Okay.
There's 3 girls. Yeah.
I think she's only so.
Yeah.
I was thinking
yeah.
she got.
At the time, she was. Yeah.
Yeah, it was
She
a while
was,
ago,
yeah.
wasn't it? We had her on.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, she's good stuff.
Yeah.
And you're stable mates with obviously Conor Benn.
Yeah.
Got his fight coming up with Eubank. What's your predictions for that? What do you think is going to happen?
I mean, I know that Conor keeps going on about the 2 weights, but it is a lot. I
It is
mean,
a lot,
Conor's height-wise, he's not going to be happy about this, but he's quite short. It's quite short. I mean, he spars heavier boys all the time, which I do think it's going to benefit him. But he's quite short, I think. But he can use it to his advantage as well. Do you know what I mean? So I do think it's quite evenly matched. I mean, he's got the youth on his side. Eubank's got a bit more experience, been there world level, but I do think Conor can pull it off.
Yeah.
I think he can, yeah.
There's 2 weight differences between
Two weight
them.
differences,
You
yeah.
say that, but they're fighting at 160.
Which
Right.
is Eubank's weight, yeah.
Yeah, but Ben's last fight was at 154, wasn't it?
Yeah. But
So-
Okay. Yeah, it does make a difference.
But you look at them size-wise, just aesthetically, you think he's got quite a bit of height on him.
Yeah.
But look, I mean, Eubank is older, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's sort of on his way out a bit. And then also, I mean, Conor Benn must be so up for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With everything that's happened.
Yeah.
I mean, even like the egg round the face, all that, like, you would just be, I mean, if that was me,
I'd be fuming, wouldn't you?
you would
Yeah,
be,
that was a liberty.
Yeah, I like
you'd
Can't be
be
egging people.
fucking
Yeah.
fuming.
Yeah.
And the only way you would channel that, I mean,
Yeah.
could you imagine how much motivation that would be to
Yeah, of course, yeah.
work hard in training? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
You could see he was fuming as well, couldn't you?
I mean, how would you react if someone fucking threw?
Yeah, you'd be
Well, it's
fuming.
not that. You throw an egg at me, yeah, I'll be fuming. Throw an egg at me with like millions of people watching.
Yeah.
That's different. You know what I mean? Everyone's
Cameras
here.
everywhere,
Loads of cameras.
Yeah, and it was that fucking nowhere, wasn't it?
But think about it. Would as many people have watched that if the egg didn't get involved? So maybe it's a good thing.
Listen,
Yeah,
he's gonna.
yeah.
One thing that Conor Benn will get from that, he'll earn a few more quid on the old pay per
Yeah,
view.
exactly. There you go. So maybe like if I'll probably let you egg me for a couple mil.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll
true.
probably actually when you put it like that, yeah, fucking you can egg
me as many times as
egg
you
me
want.
every day if you want.
Yeah,
to.
yeah, yeah.
You know
Get
what I
6
mean?
eggs. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
get
fine.
6 eggs. Yeah, I don't care.
I'm absolutely fine.
Will you be there on the night?
I think so, yeah. Yeah, we're going to go with the gym. Yeah, do you know what? I've got a weird feeling. I just think Conor's going to early knockout.
You do?
I think. Yeah, I don't know. I
Is
don't
that,
know.
is that your heart or your head? Yeah, because he's your mate.
Because he's my mate. Yeah, I don't know.
of
But
course.
yeah,
But
hopefully he does it.
Yeah, I don't know, but like my logic says to me that the size difference too much, but I do just think he does seem like a very motivated guy, Conor Benn.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't know him, but he does seem like very, very motivated. And I think what more motivation would you need now?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, he does train very hard.
Does he?
Yeah.
Do you spar with him a lot?
Yeah, quite a lot. Yeah.
You
yeah,
do?
Yeah.
Same weight.
No, I'm Eubank's weight, so I'm slightly over.
Oh, you're heavier. Okay, well, look, perfect sparring partner,
Yeah,
mate.
exactly,
Getting
yeah.
used to the big hitters, you know what I
But
mean?
you're probably
Yeah.
the same height as Eubank, would you say?
Yeah, probably around similar. Yeah.
So he's used to fighting people your size and
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
yeah. So maybe.
Come on, Conor Benn. What's training look like for you at the minute?
At the moment, so I'm at the start. Well, I've been in camp for around 3 weeks, I'd say.
Okay. And when's the fight?
May 17th.
Okay. 6 weeks. 7 weeks.
Yeah, 6.5 weeks.
Yeah, yeah.
7 weeks. Yeah. So so at the minute it's Monday, Wednesday, Friday sparring with a run or strength conditioning, and then Tuesday, Thursdays we do like sprint work, triangle runs, like Leon C steps.
Yeah, yeah.
Like see on
Yeah.
socials. Yeah. We do that early, and then back in the afternoon.
Right.
So it's twice a day, 6 days a week. Yeah.
Nutrition?
6 days a week.
Yeah, nutrition.
So, but how does that change
Yeah.
when you fully get into camp? How does that just go up a level?
Well, so what we do is so when we first do the triangle run, we'll start on 4. The next time we do it, 2 weeks later, we'll be 5. And so the runs just get more and more.
Okay.
More and more harder. So endurance, you get fitter and fitter.
Well, look,
basically.
I've noticed that in your fights. I know they don't often last too long because you normally bang geezers out pretty quick. But the ones that I've seen, what was that one, mate? I can't pronounce his name. It looks like his name's like Kalecki, but you don't pronounce it like that. Koeski.
I'm not sure, yeah.
I wrote it down because I'm like looking at his name like, well, that looks like Kalecki. Kalecki, and all the
Where was it?
commentators are going, Koeski. You done him late in the 4th. He was bleeding.
Oh, right, yeah.
Remember
He looks
that
a bit
guy?
like me, yeah, Polish guy.
Looks a little bit like you, yeah.
He looks a bit like me.
But like, yeah. Really
Manchester.
lean. And
Yeah,
he was
yeah.
like, you cut him straight away.
Yeah,
I noticed that as the fight was going on, you did not slow down
yeah.
at all.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, whatever you're doing for the conditioning, mate,
Yeah, of course, yeah.
it's working.
Yeah.
Because I'm thinking, like I said to you, physical exertion, especially cardio, like, mate, I know how hard that is. You know what I mean? I know it can be a genetic thing. Some people are better than others, but whatever it's doing, mate, it's obviously
But your
working because you
family
did
are-
not slow down.
Is your brother a footballer?
Yeah, he plays for Ipswich.
Does he?
Yeah.
What, like reserves or under 18s or
Under 18s.
Under
He's
18s?
17, yeah. So
17?
he's doing his like scholar. at the
Right,
moment, yeah.
YTS, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. And was your mum and dad, were they good?
My mum was always in the sports teams at school, but nothing like
Right.
professional. And then my dad he was professional footballer at West Ham. And
Was
then he went and played cricket in Australia
Oh, okay.
and South Africa, yeah. So he was
sick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was quite a good sportsman.
Yeah, well, there you
Don't
go.
want to tell him, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, it's West Ham, that's that good.
yeah.
And I see that you always wear a Crystal Palace stuff. Is that your team?
It's not actually, but one of my good friends plays for Palace. Shouldn't say this really, but it gives me all the training gear.
Oh, does it?
Oh, sick.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, he sorts me out the training gear. It's actually quite nice stuff, to be fair.
Yeah. I see you in it. I
tracksuits and
think
that.
you, but you're not a West Ham fan, or not?
West Ham, yeah.
West Ham, yeah, okay.
You can't turn down a free tracksuit though, can you?
No,
No, mate.
of course you can't. No, of
Love
course you
that.
can't. You need
Yeah.
some of the bits.
Who makes them?
West Ham. What's that?
What's the brand of the Crystal
Macron,
Palace?
I think.
Oh, yeah, that little
yeah.
proper football gear. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Sick.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
nice
but
gear.
you have to get through. But you have loads of fucking gym stuff.
Yeah, training stuff, yeah.
If you're doing 2 sessions a day, you're probably doing a new outfit or not.
Yeah.
Would you
Yeah.
change your shirt? If I was
No.
doing 2 a day, I'd keep the same shorts on and change the top.
We say that though, when you're covered in sweat,
Yeah.
you go to put it back on, it's soaking wet.
It's cold,
fair
You
enough.
know what I mean? And not even that, the smell.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
usually, like running, I'd wear a tracksuit. And then when it's boxing, I like wearing just shorts and like
Okay.
a t-shirt or vest.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Obviously, it's inside.
Yeah, I've never worked that hard. I've never sweated that much.
Yeah,
I don't
no,
really know what it feels like.
yeah.
I'm like 4 sets of 10, little rest, another one. Don't really sweat in the gym. You know what I mean?
Also, some brands, they're not great for like re-wearing them all the time. Like if you
Okay.
spar in like
Nike.
a Nike top, yeah, next time you wear it, it stinks.
Mate,
but
you know
decent
what?
fabric.
I've noticed that.
Yeah.
I've noticed that.
You wouldn't say
Sometimes
no
like, you
to-
wash a thing, you put it back on, you're like, how is that smelling? I've
Yeah,
only just
of
put it
course.
on.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. So what's the best?
The best, I don't want to say, I don't actually like them that much, but Under Armour, I do think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the Under
I'm
Armour
usually
training gear.
Nike over Under Armour, but I think training gear, Under Armour.
Look, Nike looks the best.
No,
Yeah.
Nike Tech is just made for like drug dealers in Range Rovers. Of
course it is.
In it, really.
Yeah.
But like,
You know
I
what I
always,
mean?
I always
True.
wear Nike trainers.
Yeah.
Even if I'm wearing Under Armour, I always wear Nike trainers.
Yeah.
But I think the Under Armour stuff does fit better than Nike.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. I do think Nike looks better though.
Definitely.
Yeah.
100%. Saying that they don't fit as well though, the t-shirts. You got to be careful. I like the Nike running gear because it's long.
Yeah.
I struggle with the length of stuff. Like you must know being tall. James, you like maybe.
What's your
not so much.
height, Jim? 6'1"?
I think, no, about 6 foot, I think.
6 foot?
Yeah.
Because I always say I'm 6 foot.
You ain't 6 foot, bruv.
I reckon I am. I was
You
thinking,
ain't.
No, yeah.
You know who's got
I
like we
was
can
just
measure
thinking
that.
when you said
Yeah.
I fight at 72 kg, I'm thinking at the moment I'm at about 80. Yeah, I'm thinking if I was to cut weight, I'd probably be his weight class.
Yeah.
So I don't know, maybe further
You ain't
down
6
the line-
foot, mate.
Further down the line, we could get it on the Battle of Brentwood. No, I think I'm 5. No, being honest, I think I'm 5'10". But then people go, "That's bollocks." No, you're like, I think I'm 5'10".
If you think you're 5'10",
But then when
you're
I
probably
see Jim-
5'8.5".
Yeah,
and
definitely,
he's like 6 foot, he seems so much taller than me.
Yeah, because he is. Because you're not
Yeah.
5'10".
Well, I think I'm. Yeah,
Yeah, you can take measure in the office. You're 5'10". Are you taller than
I'll
James?
tell you what. After me and Jimmy will do a little face off.
You would go
Yeah.
back to back.
You could
See
be
what
the
the
Eddie
height's
Earn
like.
in the middle.
Yeah, like that.
What shoes? Take the shoes off.
No, I've got to leave them on. You take yours off.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's the thing with boxing. You've got to. It's not genetics, but as in, I think for weight classes and stuff, it helps you if you're a certain like sort of, if you're a bit more tall and slender,
Yeah, tall and lean. I mean,
tall and lean,
yeah.
which I'm not. I'm sort of a bit smaller and stockier, so that's why
You be saying, but look at Canelo.
True,
He's short and stocky,
he is short and stocky,
but he's unbelievable.
And
So
He is
fancy-
unbelievable.
yeah.
Is that your weight?
weight above.
Is it?
Yeah, he's weight above.
He's the weight above you.
And I think he's
full, isn't he?
5'9".
You look way bigger than him.
5'9".
Yeah.
Fucking hell, I'm
Yeah.
5'10". I could do him.
Well, he's an animal, though, isn't he?
Canelo,
Yeah,
if
he's
you're
good fun.
watching,
Is he still active?
yeah.
Is he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the dream then, Jim? Is it? I mean, I think you can become a world champion. Do you think you can?
I mean, I believe I can. That's why I'm doing all this hard training. I don't do it for nothing.
Yeah.
But it is very, very hard. I mean, don't realise. I know there's 4 belts, but that's the best 4 boxers in the whole world. Do you know what I mean? You don't realise how many Mexicans, how many Cubans there is, how many people all across the world. You mean top 4? That's like a lot. So, I mean, I'm on the right path at the moment, I suppose. But I've got the Southern Area title coming up.
Yep, 70th of May, which I'm going to be there.
Yeah, thank you.
Be there.
I mean, it's nowhere near a world title, but
no, but at least it means you're the hardest geezer in Brentwood.
yeah, of course, yeah.
Does it?
Yeah, of course.
Down
some
south. Down south.
Listen, Southern area is what? It's like anywhere below, I don't know.
Below London, sort of. Isn't
Below
it, really?
London, yeah.
London
Southern
and
area.
below, yeah.
And then you got
Oh,
like
what,
them.
for the whole of England?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So that's,
Mate, the hardest geezer in that whole patch.
Yeah.
Geezer.
You got the southern area, then you got like Midlands side, and then you got northern.
Yeah, there's a
So
normal one.
mate, that's a massive thing. And usually it will go that, then English title, then British.
That's
it?
it, yeah. Which is the plan, to be honest. Win
you
them
fighting?
titles.
This won't be out in a
Can't-
few
can't-
weeks, so you probably can.
I
say.
can, don't matter.
We'll bleep it.
If not, we
cut
can
out.
always bleep
We can
it
cut
out.
it out, it's fine.
Gideon, I don't want to mispronounce his second name, but
Okay.
Yeah.
Do I know him?
I don't know.
Well, I've heard of him.
you might have heard. You might have heard of him.
Like, I'm not like up on current affairs, but I know Jimmy Sains. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's my guy.
Yeah.
I know Maisie Rose and Jimmy Sains. That's about it.
So you've got him, and he's at 1-8 fights, lost 4. Is that right?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Go on, mate.
Yeah.
I
So
reckon
Southern
knock him
area, and
out.
that's on the undercard of Johnny Fisher.
That's it. Yeah.
So yeah, that's a great night of Essex boxing, isn't
Yeah,
it? Really.
definitely. Yeah. I think Maisie should be on that. I think George Lillard should be on that.
George Lillard.
Yeah, that's
So
my
it's
other guy,
like-
George Lillard.
So it's like big Essex and London.
Yeah, it's
I like
great.
the Cobble Box as well. It's a nice venue.
Cop Bog's great. It's
Yeah.
a bit more intimate, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
And
Where
it's
is
not too
that?
far from us.
Next to West Ham, Stratford.
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
Sick.
Yeah. So it's
Am I
nice.
going?
I'm taking someone else. Actually.
Oh, are you?
Sorry, mate. Yeah, I can only ever get 2 free.
Yeah, which is fair
and
enough.
I know that our mate Josh knows you. He knows your family and that.
Oh right, yeah.
Didn't he?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I was like,
Yeah, well, James, I can pay for it. I've got a job.
well, go on.
Yeah.
Well, come then.
Yeah, I'm up for it.
Yeah, come.
Who sorts out the free tickets? You can't say.
Disown.
Oh, right.
Yeah. But you know what it is they give me 2 free. I could maybe ask for more, but it's just like, you don't want to take the piss.
Yeah.
You
You're
know.
pushing it already with 2.
Yeah, but it's like, well, I can't go on my own. I can't get 1. You know
Nah.
what I mean? I can't be like Billy No Mates on my own.
Yeah.
But I always feel a bit, when I get, if someone gives me something, I feel a bit cheeky. Yeah, I'd be a bit cheeky asking
Then
for 3 or
asking
4.
for more after someone's given
Yeah,
you something.
yeah,
Yeah, it's a
yeah,
liberty.
true, yeah.
It is a liberty.
Yeah, but we went to one. We went to the Indigo, didn't we?
Oh, it was great, mate.
And
Fantastic.
I think the fights are better when. I mean, I'm going to the Eubank Benn fight, which is great. It's going to be really good to be at the event and that. But I think the fights are better when they're in more of that intimate atmosphere. You know.
Yeah, of course. That should be a good atmosphere, I think.
Oh, mate,
That's
that'd be
gonna be
amazing.
great, yeah.
You think of
Yeah.
all Johnny's fans and all of your fans.
Yeah.
And I like the song you're coming to,
Yeah.
Sweet Harmony. Yeah. Why is it that song?
To be honest, I'm actually like all stuff like that. Walk out, ring what I'm
You're not
wearing.
fussed?
I'm not fussed at all.
Really?
Yeah, I leave it all to my brother. Whatever
He chooses?
He chooses it.
Does
yeah,
he really?
Yeah.
So he
loves
chose
his
that
music.
song?
He chose Sweet Harmony. I've changed it up a few times. I think at Indigo I had something else, and it didn't really feel right.
Sweet Harmony
Yeah,
goes
Sweet
off.
Harmony. Yeah, it's good, yeah.
dun,
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 that's it.
It suits you.
Tune.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have
sick.
a little intro of like a rocky music as well,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which comes out and then it goes into that Sweet Harmony.
Okay,
yeah.
sick.
Yeah.
So why does your brother like your shorts as well? Because you often fight in green
Yeah.
or white and white and navy.
That's because of Repton.
Repton. I thought
Yeah,
that would be because
Repton's
Repton.
green and gold.
Green and gold. Yeah.
Just I like green and gold as well. It really looks alright, I think.
Yeah.
I mean,
But I can tell you're not fussed. It's more you let your brother decide.
yeah.
You just want to bash people up, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
I
see
like that.
That's the trouble. That's the trouble. If I was a boxer, I spend too much time thinking about the entrance.
Yeah.
This is why I'd get fucking bashed up in the first round because I'd be like, I think I'm like Prince and C Mammoth. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
like, you know what I mean? Maybe we can come down on a magic carpet and then I can beat. You know what I mean? I can have this and I can have that. Do you ever see that geezer that come out? I think it might have been at York Hall. It was that Asian guy, and he come out and he called. He was
I see him when he gets knocked out.
and he
doesn't
gets knocked out first round. That's me, mate.
Yeah.
That's me. But yeah, I'd have
You
that.
spent too long planning the entrance and didn't actually do much
Yeah,
training.
yeah.
No training, yeah.
I always like to think I'd probably be like the Britain's answer to Paul Malignaggi. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know when he wears the Larry fucking snakeskin, shoes and all that. Yeah, that would be me, and that's why I would be a very good boxer.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
there you go. But thanks for coming on, Jim.
Yeah. No worries.
Thanks,
for
mate.
having me. Yeah.
Yeah, no, mate. Always welcome. And yeah, even before meeting today, I've been behind you and wanting you to do well, mate. And I think you're a great fighter, and I think you're going all the way. And yeah, man, you've got all the area, and do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
All of us lot, we're all behind you.
Yeah.
And I think just keep being yourself, mate. 'Cause you're a really nice bloke.
Yeah.
And people warm to that. So
Yeah, mate, 100%.
cheers.
Thanks for coming on. Literally, when you're British champion, come back on, yeah?
That's it.
yeah, come on with the belt.
Tell us about the journey. Sick. Yeah,
Yeah,
mate,
yeah,
love
yeah,
it.
yeah.
Hope you do well.
We'll have him British champion, European champion, world champion.
Yeah.
Come on each time.
Yeah.
With
All
the
right.
belt.
Bring some tickets.
Definitely.
Lovely. And did your brother choose what you're wearing today?
No.
What they got to do on the YouTube, white boy?
Mate, if you like this video, leave us a like, leave us a comment. You got a comment because we're trying to come up with a new nickname for Jimmy. Subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon if you never want to miss an episode.
Lovely stuff. Jimmy, what's your socials? Instagram and that?
Just Jimmy Sains.
Just Jimmy Sains.
and Jimmy Sains on TikTok as well.
Lovely stuff. Go follow Sainsy. And rates 5 stars on Spotify, 5 stars on Apple Podcasts. Tickets to the tour are flying out now. Southern leg. I think the only thing that is left now is the Hackney Empire. And that is about 60% sold. So get a move on. And yeah, in the north, we're coming for those. Manchester, Bristol sold out. All the other tickets selling fast. So get on it. And we'll see you all next week. Cheerio.